Alright, so we're recording? Alrighty. Welcome to the pilot episode of the Untitled podcast. This podcast, at least in this first episode, we're going to be delving into pop culture, but we're also going to be delving into more.
Yeah, like more topics. It's not just all going to be about pop culture.
Much like the title says,
we're not just gonna label ourselves to one topic in podcasts.
Yeah,
to talk about.
We're starting out with obviously pop culture, more specifically comics, but we could switch over to more serious topics, then back over to even more less serious topics, and for example movies, television, comics,
video games, music,
real life, anything in that spectrum. So is pretty much open season, fair game to talk about.
Yeah. So welcome to the
first episode.
Welcome to the first episode of Untitled Podcast.
I'm Zach.
I'm Jacob.
So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I just I last night I watched for the first time, finally got around to doing this. I watched The Shape of Water.
Ooh, that sounds like a really good. I looked at it. It sounds like a good movie.
It is a good movie. It's like I said before when I first got here that it had been a little bit since I've seen a Guillermo del Toro movie, and it kind of reminded me how almost like a dark fairy tale his movies are, where they have they're obviously a lot of his films like Pan's Labyrinth deal with much more dark and adult themes, but they're told in a very kind of
dark fairy tale kind
like
of.
Yeah, like a dark fairy tale, a fairy tale for adults is essentially a lot of his films like Pan's Labyrinth and even his first film Kronos, and this film was no different. And one thing I like about Del Toro's films is he portrays his characters, mainly the main characters, probably with the exception of Hellboy in the Hellboy movies.
Yeah, Hellboy.
There's really no childlike innocence
No.
in him. But going on to that, he portrays the majority of his characters, like I said, with the exception of Hellboy. At least the main characters go, from what I've noticed, with a kind of childlike innocence and wonder of how they look upon the world. They look upon the world with a very optimistic, open-eyed kind of view upon the world. And the main character in The Shape of Water, Eliza, is no different from that. And well, I'm not going to give away too much about this movie. It's a really good movie. It won Best Picture at the Oscars this year. So if you haven't seen it, please just do yourself a favor and just go watch that movie, because I'm telling you, you will not regret it. There's some things in it that are weird, but like I said, I'm not going to get into that. We have plenty more to talk about here today. But my final thoughts on it is much like how one of the special features on the back of the disc says, or the back of the case says, is a fairy tale for troubled times. I think that's the best way to describe this movie. So,
gotta love it when that happens. Like even like the not nickname, but the phrase for the movie, like kind of mixes in with like modern times.
Yeah, I mean, just one little snippet about it is that it is set in the '60s, Cold War era America. And but a lot of that paranoia, I think, can be relayed to today, especially with a lot of stuff that's going on in the news and stuff you hear about.
Yeah.
But we're not going to delve into that.
Yeah,
we're not here to delve into that stuff
today.
Right now. Maybe another day, but not today.
Yeah. But so today on the Untitled podcast, we are going Marvel versus DC, and yes, this is an often talked about.
Age-old debate. Like, what came first, chicken or the egg? Who's better, Marvel versus DC? And we understand that a lot of people who enjoy comic books and pop culture, we all have our different opinions. These are just our opinions. Yeah, I mean, one thing I just kind of want to put out there is, there's the whole Marvel versus DC that's been going on for, I think, since either one came into existence. I don't get why people can't just, like them equally. Each has its own values and its own ups and downs.
Yeah, and I mean we both like Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff Marvel does great. There's some stuff DC does great.
And
we just figured for a first
episode,
go into something that we like.
Yeah.
Go into something that's probably an easy topic to talk about.
Yeah, we don't want to, come out swinging with something really depressing and serious.
Yeah, because that's no fun. There's no fun behind that. It's just like, oh, yeah, this happened in the news. No, like, start with something like Marvel versus DC, comic books, fiction.
Yeah, and I'm not saying we can't delve into other stuff like that, but just starting out wise, this is a something that is very close to both of us and something we care about. I'd say pretty deeply.
Yeah, definitely. Marvel and DC is like a big part of both of our lives, besides music and films and stuff. Like,
it definitely played a pretty big factor into my childhood. So it's kind of been with me since the beginning. So I hold both of these in very high regard in regards to personal value and in regards to how much I care about them. But I guess that's enough about me.
Yeah,
so.
But that goes for me too. Like I've liked Marvel and DC for a while. It was just something I could like enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it was fiction. It was superheroes, people saving the day.
Yeah, and even then, it's a lot like servicing for like movies like blockbusters, stuff like that. Where you can open up one of these comic books and just kind of let your problems fade away into the background for
a little bit and just
a good 40 minutes, an hour,
depending on how detailed you read into comic books,
and depending on how long it takes you to read them.
Yeah.
But I really wouldn't think it takes you that long to read
unless you
one.
get like the Watchmen.
Well, yeah, the Watchmen.
Like you've seen the big the thick book.
Yeah, I've seen that. Plus, even considering Alan Morris from Hell, that's a pretty large book, and that so. That I mean, like if you're reading from like cover to cover, then I could see in that aspect how long it takes you. But I mean, if I'm talking like a single like issue, I'm talking like a single like issue you get like weekly or monthly at a comic book store.
Yeah.
I would think it doesn't take you necessarily too long to read that. So, at most an hour. So, and there's stuff that much like blockbuster films, that lets your problems and your issues fade away into the background and. Kind of lets you, kick back, relax, and enjoy yourself.
So that's what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to kick back, relax, and have
a blast.
Nice debate. Let you, the listeners, just sit back, relax, have a good time.
Yeah, just
we respect everyone's opinions. We respect both of our opinions. But so today.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're gonna be doing is I'm going to be.
You're gonna be taking on Marvel.
I'm gonna be taking on Marvel.
I'm taking on DC.
Yeah, and we're gonna compare teams, characters, and then for the final thing, we're gonna make who would be like our equivalent to the Avengers or
the Justice League.
Just to name like the most popular. The most popular.
Yeah. And also, just to kind of clarify real quick before we jump into that, our choices of which brand we've kind of taken on does not reflect which one we like more.
Because we both like stuff from both comic book brands.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff that Marvel does better. There's stuff that DC does better.
There's characters like the Joker. Mm-hmm. I love the Joker from DC.
Mm-hmm. I love the character of Legion. David Haller from Marvel. That's part and parcel to the Legion TV series, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, and also, thanks for bringing up the TV series, because that's also another thing. Nothing is off limits. Yeah. You can go. We basically opened it up to TV series, comic books, video games, movies. Like, honestly, anything's opened up. Anything's fair game at this point.
I don't know why it seems like I want to sidetrack here, just kind of like just kind of like real talk for a second. I don't know why it seems like we're kind of doing damage control real quick. Like we're just trying not to offend anybody. I'm not saying I'm out there to offend anybody. I'm just saying
Well,
I'm
just
saying
to make
like
sure.
a little commentary on that.
Just because it's like, just so people don't think like we're only doing like
One specific thing, yeah.
yeah, like just mainly movies or mainly comics.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying that's just that, like, you know, this is kind, this, me talking into the podcast and me talking as commentating. It just seems like, that we're kind of, I don't want to say overstating this. I don't want to seem like we're coming off overstating this.
Yeah.
And
going into too much.
Or pushing too much that this is what we're talking about. But with that being said, I'm done commentating. Let's get into the topic at hand. Let's do it. Yep. So do you want to go first or should I go first?
Do you want to do the honors in starting this?
I'll do the honors. In regards to DC, you can look up. We have a computer here, Jacob's personal laptop here. So what we're doing is, while one of us is talking, the other is on his laptop, doing like small little research on a character we've chosen. Just kind of, we have little points to say.
Yeah.
And so I guess my first choice in regards to character, or are we doing characters first? Or
yeah, characters first.
Okay, characters. I feel like this choice has been chosen so many times. It's honestly probably a cliche at this point. I'm gonna say Superman. Mainly just because of the fact that he was the guy that started it all. He was the guy that a lot of not only DC but Marvel characters were based off of. From Marvel's standpoint, you have the Sentry, you have Hyperion, you have I think it was the character Gladiator, who's part of the Shi'ar Empire. On DC's side, you have characters similar to him like Shazam. Shazam probably being the most noteworthy to think about. Okay, so obviously people know Clark Kent, born on Krypton. Parents, his father Jor-El sends him to Earth because Krypton explodes, killing almost all the Kryptonians. And due to the Earth's yellow sun, allows him to gain super strength, flight, invulnerability, super speed, heat vision. I guess the freeze breath, which you don't really see that often.
You really don't.
Movies.
You see that in you'll see that in cartoon
and comics, I'd say.
Yeah, or cartoons and comics. Basically,
I don't think I've ever seen it in the DC films right now. I don't think I've ever seen it. No.
I know we've seen heat
vision. We've seen heat vision a lot of times, yeah, but I don't think. Now, granted, I'm just gonna go on record and say this. I did not watch Justice League. So I honestly don't know if it's in that, but I'm going strictly off of Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. I did not see it in there. Saw a lot of heat vision.
Yeah,
there's
definitely
definitely a lot
of Man of Steel. You saw a lot of heat vision.
Well, yeah, I think it's one of the I liked how they did the effects of that. Like where you see like the veins kind of in their face a little bit whenever
you can see the effect on them.
The physical effect of doing it, where it seems slightly painful, kind of doing that.
Yeah.
And obviously, let's go back down a little bit. I don't really see the point of him really kind of having a healing factor, because he pretty much is invulnerable. So he doesn't really get hurt unless it's around kryptonite or magic. So. And we have the super hearing, which we've seen plenty of times in any adaptation of Superman. And I guess to talk about villains, he kind of has some of the most famous villains in all of comics. Obviously the most noteworthy is Lex Luthor, his arch nemesis. Super genius. I guess
we're talking comic book Lex Luthor. Right?
Comic book Lex Luthor. I'm not bringing up Batman vs Superman. We're not talking about that. That does not count.
Okay. Cool. Just making sure we're.
I will gladly go with either Gene Hackman or Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor before I even talk about Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Not saying that Jesse Eisenberg is a bad actor. He's not. I just
It's just that role.
It's just I don't think he was the right choice for that role at all. It's just I really don't see what Zack Snyder was going for on that aspect. Maybe if I could see him as toy maker.
Yeah,
I could see him as a really good toy maker, or as a.
I could see him as the Riddler.
I could see him as a Riddler.
He bounces around so much. It's like
and plus he has that quirky kind of personality that every Enigma has. That the Riddler has. I could even see him as Mr. Mitsopitalik. I could even see him as that kind of a character. He has that kind of personality that could play that character.
I completely agree with
that. And he would sell it. He would do a very good job as that character. And I'm not saying you need to make him like the small little elf floating thing. No. You can make him normal sized person, just person with reality working powers.
Yeah, I agree with that. Any other
villains?
Any other favorite just characters?
Well, I'm just gonna stick on Superman for a little bit. There's also Bizarro. Bizarro we talk. Okay, you can't deny Bizarro is good when done right. Bizarro is good. He's good when he's written right. Like,
you hurt Bizarro.
Like, there's I can't remember what comic it was. It was there was a team led by Jason Todd in the DC Rebirth or DC New 52.
I know what you're talking about.
Where it's like Bizarro's in it, and there's like an Athenian in it. I'm not well versed in that team, but and that run of that comic, from what snippets of it I did see and read, whoever was writing it did a really good job of writing Bizarro and giving him a personality and having him kind of starting out as almost like like a toddler as a child learning wise, and then kind of building him up from there. Yeah. From their experience as they as the comic run goes along, and it's very interesting to see the kind of person that Bizarro becomes and how he kind of, becomes a little bit like Superman in the sense that he, is trying to do the right thing. Yeah. Despite the fact that he's hanging with Jason Todd.
Yeah, and why can't I not remember?
You know which team I'm talking about.
I know which team you're talking about. I just can't remember the name of the team.
Let's look up Jason Todd.
Oh, it's not. Their website isn't letting me look up Jason Todd.
Oh, we gotta find him manually. Yeah. Damn it. Okay. While you're looking that up, I'll segue into my second one. What would be a good second one? I'm gonna go into a villain. I don't really see many people talking about this character. Well, I mean, I do, but not to, I guess, the full length that character could be talked about is I'm gonna talk about Reverse Flash. I'm gonna talk about Eobard Thawne. Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah,
that's a really good choice.
I wouldn't have thought about that one actually.
Is if any of you, whoever is listening to this, have seen the Flash TV series, have seen the one on CW, at least the first season, you know what character I'm talking about. It and some storylines, he is responsible for Barry Allen becoming the Flash and tapping into the Speed Force. He's from the 25th century, from the future, where people like the Flash have become idolized. There are monuments dedicated to him. He's obsessed with Barry Allen. He's obsessed with the Flash, and almost to the point where he has plastic surgery done on himself to look like Barry Allen, and tries to, at least going off of one of the older origins for that character, he does an experiment to try to replicate the same accident that happened to Barry Allen that caused him to get the Speed Force, to tap into it. And it works to the point where he even travels back in time, meets Barry Allen, and finds out that he becomes the Reverse Flash. He wanted to become a hero. It drives himself insane, and he ends up becoming a Reverse Flash because of that. And I'd say he's probably one of the most memorable villains of the DC universe, because he's one of those villains that kind of travels in and out of time. He travels throughout the time stream constantly, so much so that I think at one point he becomes a character that exists outside of time, to the point where he's kind of like a cockroach, where it's just like, you kill one of them, another version of Eobard Thawne appears. It's actually, in a way, he kind of makes himself immortal in that sense, because you can't really stop him. without screwing up the timeline even further. You know, and we all know how good Barry is doing at that.
Yeah, you know, especially in the TV show, it seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're making it his like kind of a
It's gotten
like
so
a go-to.
bad.
Like they're making it into like a go-to like
Fix for
like
him.
every like a go-to fix like we're not gonna make him solve anything any other way.
So he's just gonna go time travel and prevent the thing from happening.
Yeah,
and it's gotten so bad to the point that a little while ago it became a meme. You know, at that
right.
you know
I
at
saw
that
the
point,
memes for
yeah,
that.
you know at that point if you have an issue that something of that magnitude that becomes a meme, it's time to can it. It's time to try something new. If people are making memes out of it, now granted, memes could be a good thing,
But
in a
then
sense,
again, memes can also be like
really bad in regards to them. Really pointing out the overuse of it, because it is overused a lot. Like, okay, so like here's a good example of a meme being used in a good way is Childish Gambino's Redbone. That became a meme. It did become a meme, but it didn't affect the song. The song is still a good song.
Yeah, song's still a good song. It's still a big like.
I think it was like wasn't like the number one single on that album. The one that's like the one song that's listened to the most out of that album.
Yeah.
That's a good example of a meme being used in a good way. Not to segue into memes, because that is a deep, dark black hole from which there is no return. And I don't think we need to talk about that.
Oh, by the way, going back to Bizarro, it's the team with Jason Todd and Arsenal is her name.
Arsenal. Oh, Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
That was it. That was the right one. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Jacob. So yeah, those are number two that I was talking about, and I guess for powers, Reverse Flash is kind of let's see, let's pull him up here. I don't want to get anything wrong in this character. I like him too much, but his powers are very similar to. You missed the yes. His powers are very similar to Barry Allen in the fact that he can tap into the Speed Force. Let's see here. Yeah. He is, obviously super speed, intangibility, durability, time travel, which is part of the Speed Force, because the Speed Force is kind of, I don't know if I'd say if it's like its own separate dimension. It's more of like a power source, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more of a power source than.
But it's also it's weird. It's weird how they did the Speed Force in the sense that it is also something that is tangible. It is also something that can be traveled into. That's usually where a lot of the speedsters go when they die, is they become one with the Speed Force. It's a lot like the Jedi in Star Wars, where
they become one with the Force.
They become one with the Force. It's kind of similar in that way, where they join with the Speed Force, and the Speed Force is which is different than the Force in the sense that the Speed Force is much more tangible than the Force, rather than people who are Force sensitive in Star Wars, they can just tap into it, not really kind of manipulate it.
Yeah, just kind of they just tap into it when needed. So intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, like, he definitely.
Don't you gain or like, is that really a power?
Well, think about it from his standpoint. This is a man that has been traveled in and out of the time stream so much. He probably knows more than any person that's ever lived in regards to time. He has known so much. Because of the Speed Force of him traveling through time constantly, almost, that he probably does a pretty good job of predicting when something is going to happen.
Yeah. Even
if he just arrived in that time stream or that timeline. Okay. And
cool. I just never thought of intelligence as a superpower.
Well, I mean, super intelligence. I think that you look at Lex Luthor.
Oh,
somebody who's more of like. You ever seen the movie Unbreakable?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a line in Unbreakable where Samuel L. Jackson's mom says that, like, there's two types of villains. There's the soldier villain who fights the hero with his hands, and then there's the true threat, the arch enemy who fights the villain with his who fights the hero with his mind. And I'd say Lex Luthor kind of falls into a bit of both of those categories in that sense, and so does Eobard Thawne, because the fact that Lex Luthor is, arguably, in regards to intelligence, the closest thing that humanity can come to Superman. He's up there. He's up there with the top minds of the world, and at least the fictional world in regards to DC.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Well, those are my like top
three.
Well, those are my top three. I don't know if you want to do like any more than that. Do you want to switch over to you?
Let's just stick to three, maybe.
Okay. We'll stick to three.
If that's cool.
That's cool to me, man. That's just that was me just kind of gung hoing kind of mine. I'm not balls in your court, man. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna close.
Yeah. Okay. So.
All right.
So
top three from Marvel.
Marvel. Yeah. Marvel.
Okay. Top three from Marvel. Top three Marvel characters. Number one is Spider-Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Spider-Man is
Peter Parker or Miles Morales?
Peter Parker.
Okay. Yeah,
because
that's definitely a good one.
Superpowers, superhuman agility.
Well, I mean, there's this. That's the Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi one. He's also got the web shooters too. So.
Yeah, he's got web shooters, superhuman agility. He has spider sense, strength, just
intelligence-wise.
Intelligence, too. Yeah. I guess the intelligence does make sense, and it's also a personal reason too. I grew up with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly liked what was his name?
Most recent one.
No. First,
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire was my Spider-Man growing up. And I also watched reruns, early morning reruns of the Spider-Man TV show.
And the animated series. Right?
The animated series, yeah. Like, I watched reruns of it. I had it on VHS. That was like, Spider-Man was like my favorite character as a kid and still is.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, his villains, like his main villain, the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Father of his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just like that conflict in there that you don't like.
It's almost kind of
hard
mythic.
to recreate. Yeah.
It's almost kind of like a mythic thing.
Yeah.
But then again, I think that can be said about almost any conflict between heroes and villains in comics or anywhere really. It almost has like a mythic standpoint of it.
Yeah. Only like, I can see where like, it's not as much as a conflict as in like the Runaways, the new show on Hulu. The Runaways.
I still need to watch that.
That's comic book Marvel.
Yeah.
It's like kids who have superpowers, parents who are bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bigger conflict, but it's also
it's much more personal.
Yeah,
because it's pretty much them having to fight their parents.
Yeah, but Spider-Man definitely number one. Number two. This is gonna seem really basic because he has a sequel coming out soon. Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool's my number two.
Well, it's also I can definitely see that because he's while it does seem kind of basic and cliched, kind of especially after the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
For people to say that, he's one of the most different of Marvel's characters. Their whole pantheon. How often do you have a character in your run that constantly breaks the fourth wall and talks to the reader?
Honestly, and also, he's got Wolverine's healing factor.
Mm-hmm.
He has a complete arsenal of weapons that he can just pull out of nowhere.
Mastery of them all, too.
Yeah. He's just... I know there was one comic where he has an Infinity Stone, but that wasn't...
I don't think it was canon, was it?
That wasn't canon. That was just... That was like, oh yeah, he has an Infinity Stone for a second, then non-canon. Mm-hmm. But, he's just... And also, like... From the first issue, like, his origin, it's like, yeah, it resembles a lot of Wolverine. Like, former soldier.
Part of the Weapon X program.
Weapon X program. Gets the old dip and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the chrome dip that Wolverine gets.
But the kind of being part of the same program and kind of, getting a healing factor and all that.
Yeah. And, whether he's a villain or a... Whether he's a villain or
I don't know if I'd call him a hero, straight out a hero. I'd say.
Well, there's sometimes in comic books where he does do stuff like out of the goodness of his Those are very small though. That is like
very, very small amount of that.
Yeah, like like my favorite issue, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, and the Deadpool Corps.
The Deadpool Corps.
I can tell by a laugh. You've read it.
That's so good.
Yeah, like it's just an army of different Deadpools from different universes. There's Lady Deadpool, Zombie Head Deadpool, Dogpool.
Isn't Gwenpool?
Gwenpool's
Gwenpool's a part of that.
But I think that's just a recent thing though. Gwenpool just recently popped up.
Oh, just recently?
Yeah, that's actually been a recent. I think that was more of a recent thing, but Zombie Head Deadpool. Like when it comes to, then they made a comic book called Deadpool Kills Deadpool, where it has a main evil Deadpool versus, I guess you can call him good guy Deadpool. And this, because he doesn't know that this evil Deadpool killed the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
But and my most favorite thing is Zombie Head Deadpool is sitting in a microwave. Someone turns it on. Next thing you know, just explode like his
Gremlin
head.
style.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Basically, yeah. It's Gremlin style kill, and I was just I laughed so hard. There's a panda pool. There's a panda Deadpool.
I know.
And there was a panda Deadpool. So there was a panda Deadpool. That was freaking awesome.
Panda Deadpool.
But it's just like, especially when it comes to like Otherworld Carnation, you want to see what kind of Deadpools there are. I know that there's a Carnage Deadpool and there's a Venom Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know they just been trying to like sync up Spider-Man and Deadpool together.
Oh, what that even look like?
Well, I don't mean like sync them together. I mean like pair them up. Like
yeah, okay, yeah, definitely.
People have been trying, like they've been making memes and stuff, just like him and Spider-Man and Deadpool, and I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Not thinking about it, I'm actually surprised there isn't more memes of him and Cable. Because him and Cable, they've been, teamed up for so long now.
Yeah, it's like that was like one of the first few, like kind of like team like. Deadpool teams up.
Like a dual team up, yeah. I mean, it's just, not only that, but, Cable, I think, is also, sadly, he hasn't really been represented a whole lot in the X-Men movies. We're just now getting to Cable and Deadpool too.
Which is played by the same guy who is going to be Thanos in Infinity War.
Yeah, Josh Brolin.
Yeah, he's a good... from the little I've seen of him in the Avengers movies and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for the little, it's actually really good.
And even from the little that you've seen in the Deadpool 2 trailers,
yeah, it's still like it's Cable.
This is Cable we're talking about. This is Nathan Summers.
I was about to say Scott, but then I was like, no, that's Cyclops. But no, Nathan Summers.
And just a sidestep too, I have never seen a character in regards to his origin that is so convoluted as Cable's.
I completely agree with that.
Because, you have Scott Summers who... Okay, so we're going completely off the comic. It's going to go... Just strap into this because it's going to get crazy for a second. Okay, so Scott Summers...
Hold on to your butts.
Okay, so Mr. Sinister creates a clone of Jean Grey, I think, after Jean Grey died.
Yeah.
Madeline Pryor. She gets together with Scott Summers, Cyclops. They have a kid. That's Nathan Summers. There was originally, I think, supposed to be like a vessel for Apocalypse, if I remember right. I think something around that line.
I think he was built. I think he was like that was the main intention.
That was the main intention by Mr. Sinister. And then what ends up happening is, as a baby, Cable gets infected with something called the techno-organic virus, which turns part of his body
into like a machine.
Into like a machine, and because the technology at the time, cause it's supposed to take place whenever the comic was written, so at that time was supposed to be modern time.
Yes.
They send Cable into the future, but it's pretty far into the future, like 5,000-6,000 years into the future, at bare minimum.
Yeah.
I can't remember, verbatim what it is, but he's trained, he's grown up. It's kind of almost like this Terminator-like future where it's almost like apocalyptic and.
Yeah, except. Unlike the Terminator, whenever he comes back, he's always a good guy.
Mm.
He doesn't in the first bit come back to destroy humanity.
Yeah,
he comes back to try and save it, even though the machine part of him is he has his own self conflict with the.
Well, yeah. Plus, a lot of it also has to deal with the fact that he has similar powers to Jean Grey, telepathy and telekinesis. But what he was trained to do when he was sent to the future was he has been trained and conditioned to use that to keep the techno-organic virus at bay, to keep it from infecting the rest of him.
Yeah.
So pretty much he's constantly using that part of his powers to hold it back. So he can't really use it per se because of that. So a lot of the times he's just an ordinary guy with advanced weaponry.
When you think about it,
time travel,
he's kind of like Deadpool. Like
he's
Deadpool,
very similar.
Yeah, because both yes, Deadpool has a healing factor. He doesn't have the Jean Grey genes. Yeah. But they're both using something to hold, Deadpool with his
cancer.
Deadpool with his cancer, Cable with his. And
Cable with the techno-organic virus, yeah.
Yeah, they're both holding back a illness that could basically kill them given given one slip up. Mm-hmm. Say something happens, Wolverine kills Deadpool with adamantium sword.
Yeah, there was a specific sword I think that was made that turns off healing factors.
Yeah, because Deadpool in Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. That's how he kills Wolverine.
That's how he kills Wolverine. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the blade, but that could definitely be something that is a real threat to Deadpool.
Yeah.
And even then, also jumping to Cable, what was I gonna say? And in regards to the techno-organic virus, it's not something that's gradual, how most diseases are. This is something that takes over you like that. Because there was a storyline, I don't know if it was Messiah War or not, which had to do with Hope Summers, little baby Hope Summers. Okay, so where it gets to the point where his techno-organic virus is getting so advanced that it's actually surpassing his ability, because he's also getting older. It's also surpassing his ability to keep it at bay. So it starts progressing more throughout that story, to the point where there's a point where he fights Red Hulk, where he fights Thunderbolt Ross.
I haven't read that. I haven't read that far, but
it's pretty good when it gets to that point, and the way he defeats him. This is kind of a spoiler on that. Do you want to hear that?
Yeah, I did. Spoil it for me.
Okay, so he infects Red Hulk with a techno-organic virus.
Oh.
Because there's these spikes that start protruding out of Cable's body, which are the techno-organic virus, and he hits him with some of them, and it pretty much overtakes Red Hulk like that. And Red Hulk doesn't have any psychic powers, so he can't hold it at bay. Yeah. So it pretty much kills Red Hulk right there on the spot. And that just lets you know, that's how dangerous something like that is. If you don't have anything to keep it at bay, it's gonna overtake you like that, in seconds, and kill you in seconds. I guess the one way that's comparison is, you ever see 28 Days Later?
Yes.
Okay, so it's
it's the anger virus,
the rage virus.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where it just takes seconds to overtake you once you get infected.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where it just seconds and then you're dead.
Yeah.
No. So did you have another choice outside of Deadpool?
Outside of Deadpool?
Yeah, because I think that's two, because it's Spider-Man, Deadpool.
Wolverine.
Yeah, that's a good
Logan.
Logan. It's hard to not kind of argue that.
It's hard, yeah. Logan is. What do you say about the Wolverine? What do you say?
He's the Wolverine.
He's the Wolverine. Why would you not like him? He has an adamantium skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
He has a healing factor. He ages slower.
He ages slower because of the thing, the adamantium, the lead, the poisoning, the metal poisoning in his body.
Yeah, it slows down his aging.
Wait, okay. So are we talking Old Man Logan Wolverine? Are we talking Logan?
I'm just talking
Logan as a whole. Okay.
As a whole, from the point where you see him as Wolverine in the X-Men to Old Man Logan.
And the Old Man Logan.
Just the development to Old Man Logan is just you just see a worn down,
very tragic character.
Very tragic, angry at the world, just and I think that they portrayed this well in the movie, in Logan.
Mm-hmm.
They portrayed this very well.
And it's kind of almost the level that's almost something out of a Shakespeare story. The level of tragedy that Logan goes through. It almost seems like he's cursed in the sense that like
anyone he cares about
dies.
Like from
and some of them like he's forced to kill. Like as much as people don't like X-Men: The Last Stand, you know,
he had to kill Jean.
He has to kill Jean.
And in the comic books, I know he was. What happens? No, wait, that was Scott Summers. Never mind.
What were you thinking?
Oh, I was like, wait, someone was hypnotized to kill Professor.
Well, in the Old Man Logan story, he's hypnotized by Mysterio to kill all the X-Men.
Oh, that's right. So it was.
What's that? Just following that, like I think like the next day or something, he sees a train coming as he's just kind of walking away and puts his head down on the tracks. He tries to kill himself because he just can't deal with the guilt.
But then,
because of his healing factor in the adamantium skull, he can't. It doesn't kill him.
That's like.
Probably hurts like hell, but it doesn't kill him.
Yeah, it's just like, just kill me. Nope, didn't work.
Nope, just pain.
Just pain, but then at the end of Old Man Logan series, you see how he dies. He's covered in.
No, that's the death of Wolverine.
The death of Wolverine.
The Old Man Logan, I think he actually lives because he goes up and because there's like the inbred bastard children of Bruce Banner and his cousin.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, with She. That's right.
Because he gets together with She-Hulk and they have like this inbred like kids. Redneck kind of Hulk kids, and it's kind of weird to see them. It's like the first time they show up in the Fantastic Car.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No. Okay, so like for those that don't know, Old Man Logan is kind of like an apocalyptic event has happened where like the villains kind of banded together and took over the world. And there's different sections of the United States designated for different villains, and I think they live in like the Midwest or something like that.
It's definitely
like a desert area.
It's definitely like Midwest or like maybe Texas.
Maybe even Arizona. Arizona. It could be Arizona because it is a desert-y area where him or Logan and his family are living, and it's owned by that part of the country is owned by Bruce Banner. So a lot of people, much like a mob boss, they have to pay homage to this person in order to live there. And okay, well, I'm not gonna get into the whole Old Man Logan story, but it has one of the the coolest thing is at the end. I'm not gonna spoil what happens to Logan and his family, but he goes to the whole Banner residence and he takes out like so many of the inbred bastard children. And then before he finally gets to Bruce Banner, and well, to make matters short, Logan gets eaten by Bruce Banner, eaten whole. I think it's eaten whole because I doubt he can chew through adamantium. But it has one of the coolest panels of all of comics I've seen. Is obviously it doesn't kill Logan.
Oh yeah, no, because he's still adamantium.
Plus I think he still has a bit of his healing factor left in it. So. Yeah. It's slowed it down, but it hasn't, nulled the healing factor
it altogether.
Yeah. Well, so much so that like he rips through Bruce Banner's back with the adamantium claws. Yeah, because he kills Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's right. Because this is like older. This is also older Bruce Banner.
Yeah, because
this is like the Hulk with like gray. Like this is like the gray haired
Gray haired. He looks more like a. Looks more like a troll, like the way that they do him in Old Man Logan.
I kind of envisioned it as like kind of like a Gandalf kind of thing, like with like just the way like his hair grows and everything.
I think that might be that is definitely one of the Hulks. I think it's Maestro.
Yeah.
Maestro Hulk,
yeah, it's Maestro.
Where it's like Hulk, but like older Hulk, but has Bruce Banner's intelligence.
Yeah,
that's Maestro.
But
that's a whole other topic altogether. But
no, that's my 3. Spider-Man, Deadpool, just all Logan, like from X-Men to the death of Wolverine.
It's definitely a good choice. It is definitely a good choice.
All right.
It's hard to kind of beat that choice. So
next up we have team.
So is this teams who choose themselves or actual
teams? Actual teams that.
Does it matter what tier?
Nope.
Okay.
You can just shoot.
Okay, I'm gonna go with one from the television series, and I'm pretty sure he knows which one I'm going with. This is. Oh wait, does it matter Marvel or DC, or is it just teams?
Oh, I was sticking to Marvel DC.
Okay, Marvel DC. Okay, DC. Let's see here. What would be a good one? I'm gonna go a little bit classic. I'm gonna say Justice League. It's hard. Well, no. I'm gonna change it up this time. I would normally say Justice League, but I'm gonna say Justice League Dark.
Okay,
Okay.
I actually want to. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is for those that don't know, Justice League Dark is made up of characters from what was called Vertigo. But Vertigo ends up getting rolled over into DC. Vertigo was kind of characters that kind of dealt more to like the magical, mystical side of
Like
DC.
Shiz...
Well, I don't know if it's like Neil Gaiman's Sandman, John Constantine, Swamp Thing, characters that are much more, I'd say, adult oriented.
Yeah,
and
not as much like kid oriented as like some of the Justice League members,
or even family friendly. I'd say because there's some definitely there's some hardcore stuff that happens in the Hellblazer books. Not stuff I'm not gonna get into, but if you're definitely interested in that, read them. It's very interesting. But in the Justice League Dark is a team made up of John Constantine. Actually, yeah, let me pull up all the members. John Constantine, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Deadman, and
Zatanna. I was thinking Zatanna was like the next one to pop into my head. I was like,
yeah, she's also part of that because she also deals in magic. It's just an interesting lineup. Okay. Now, granted, I'm not well versed in their comics, but I like the lineup, and I think about a year or two ago, there was news that was released about a potential film that was going to happen of Justice League Dark, where that's like how I said earlier, regards to The Shape of Water. Guillermo del Toro was going to write and direct, and I think he even did a draft of the script. But sadly, like some of the other DC properties, other DC films that they had slated, it fell through. I don't know if they're still planning to do that or not. There's only now that I'm thinking about it, only real 2 films that are for sure going to happen in regards to DC. And those are Aquaman and Shazam, but we'll talk about those later. I'm sidetracking. That's my pick for team ups in regards to, at least the first one is Justice League Dark. There's a lot of information, a lot of different comics about those characters that you can go and see. I think my favorite characters out of that run is probably I'd say John Constantine. He's just, it's kind of hard not to not to like this character. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a mean son of a bitch, but
oh my god,
he is.
Are we talking about John Constantine? Sorry, I had to
use the bathroom.
Use the bathroom.
I was kind of talking a little bit like my favorite character out of Justice League Dark. My favorite characters out of that.
Out of that team.
Out of that team, John Constantine. Even though, like I said before, he's a mean son of a bitch.
He really is.
He really is. I mean, really, I guess the best way to describe him is he's a con man that knows magic. Like, and I'm not talking like magic tricks. I'm talking like real magic.
He also does possession or.
He also has practice in exorcism and stuff like that. And it's interesting to note because Alan Moore did a run on Swamp Thing.
Yeah. He
actually created John Constantine. So.
Really.
Yeah, and because I think he appeared in much like the Marvel Netflix stuff where like Punisher appears in Daredevil season 2.
Oh, that's right. I watched, like I said, I watched a little bit of Daredevil, but I never got all the way
through.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like that, where just like the character of John Constantine just became so popular that he eventually got a spin-off series, which is Hellblazer, and the rest is history after that. That's my first pick for team ups, though. What would be a good second pick for regards to teams? This is one I really like the lineup, but I never read that much. I remember reading some of them, but I never really got heavy into their team. I mainly got into it because of the cartoon series, and that team is Teen Titans. I love the Teen Titans.
Are we basing it off of Teen Titans Go, or are you trying
the
to
original
base it off
the original Teen Titans?
the
original
the anime
kind of style.
Yeah.
Teen Titans, the stuff that came out in like the mid 2000s. The actual
the
good
real
one.
the
real Teen Titans, the good ones.
Sorry, not the real ones, because
I've
actually watched a couple episodes of Teen Titans Go. This is more like Teen Titans for this generation.
It is more like Teen Titans for this generation, but I'm talking about, the Teen Titans that were my generation, which was the original Teen Titans. Where you have Robin. I think it was Tim Drake, right? No, it was Dick Grayson.
It was Dick Grayson.
It was Dick Grayson, I think, right before he becomes Nightwing. Yeah. Like a couple years before he becomes Nightwing. You got Cyborg, Raven, Beast Boy, Starfire?
Yeah, Starfire.
Yeah, Starfire. And one of their, I think their main enemy was Slade Wilson, Deathstroke.
Yep.
Voiced by legendary Ron Perlman in that series.
I completely forgot that.
That's Ron Perlman. That does the voice of Slade Wilson.
That would drive me nuts too. Like Robin, just like, where's Slade? Where's Ron Perlman?
I mean, it kind of like, I like the pick. Like, obviously, there was Justice League end credit that leaked online, and now it's online because of the movie's home release, where they have Slade Wilson, in the film.
Yeah.
Where Joe Manganiello is playing Slade Wilson. I still think it's a bad casting.
That really isn't. I
was honestly, actually for that casting.
Like Cable, I would have preferred Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah. I think because for me, growing up watching Teen Titans, he was Slade Wilson. He was the Deathstroke, and he was intimidating and scary when he needed to be.
Yeah, it was, and definitely like mind. How do I say this? Definitely like mind, like get into your head.
Like he was definitely
his
somebody
voice
of
in
like.
general, yeah.
He's definitely I think he definitely liked to play with psychological warfare, where you like to screw with your head.
Yeah.
You really, and I think a lot of times you really saw that with his interactions with Robin.
Yeah, it was definitely, he picked on Robin a lot.
I think the most mainly just because
his mentor was Batman.
Well, plus he's one of the main enemies of Batman is Slade Wilson, is Deathstroke. And I actually forgot how much of a heart-crushing ending that series got.
It really.
The final episode of that series.
Didn't it just see? No, wait. It just saw Dick Grayson turn to Nightwing.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking I think the final episode of the series was because it was very episodic in the sense that every now and then there was an episode that delved on a specific character. The last one I think was Beast Boy. There was a character that he kind of had a love interest in.
Oh, it
that
was
she
Slade's...
ended up dying. I think it was like Slade's daughter, or something like that. And she ends up dying, and he ends up seeing her. I don't remember if it's revealed to be like a clone of her or not, or if it's her resurrected. But she can't remember who she is or who she was, and definitely doesn't remember Beast Boy. And it's really sad because at the end, he's doing all these things that they used to do together, trying to trigger those memories, but the memories aren't coming back. And at the end, he tries one last ditch effort. He goes to the school that she's at to try to jog the memory, but just doesn't work, and she just ends up just fading back into the crowd. And that's it.
That's hard.
It's very heartbreaking because it's Beast Boy having to pretty much accept the fact that she's gone. The person he knew is gone. She's not coming back.
Yeah.
She might physically be alive, but the person that he had a relationship with is not there anymore.
That kind of reminds me of the ending to American Dragon Jake Long. You remember that show?
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing because the girl he's in love with is her dad's the bad guy.
Yeah, the main antagonist.
He's the main antagonist, and then it's at the prom, and it comes down to it, and he makes the right choice, saves the world, but she can't remember him. She can't remember him, and she ends up leaving.
Yeah.
She ends up leaving where the whole show takes place. Mm-hmm. So it's
actually a very heartbreaking ending. It actually kind of reminds me. I don't know why this is triggering this for me, but I need to go and finish Samurai Jack.
Oh my gosh! Did you watch the
the 5th season? I think.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen any of that season.
Oh yeah, I gotta catch up on it too, but I'm just like.
Is it good?
It looks really good. Like I just got Toonami, like because I have Cartoon Network out here, and I got Toonami, and I can watch that. I can watch Dragon Ball Super too. So, but
I need to get. I might try getting into Dragon Ball Super.
Okay, but
yeah, we're sidetracking here. But that was one for you, right? Or was that two?
No, that was two. Those were yours.
Those are mine.
Yeah.
Wait. No, because that was two for me because I chose Teen Titans. Did you already say one or
no? I haven't.
Oh, you haven't gone yet. You haven't gone yet. That's right. Okay. I guess my third and final team. What would my third and final team be? I'm gonna have to say. It's kind of become a team at this point with how many members have been added onto it. And I'm gonna have to say the Bat Family.
The Bat Family.
Which is
how far into the? Are we going like all the way?
I'm talking like Robin, Nightwing, Batwoman, Batgirl, and all the others that have been added onto that.
Red Robin,
Red Hood, I guess. Well, loosely I'd say Red Hood.
Yeah, from what I saw, he kind of pops in and out.
He pops in and out, but he's kind of mainly doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And I think even Clayface became part of the Bat Family for a while. If I remember, in one of the most recent runs. I think it was either DC Rebirth or at the end of New 52.
It was, I'd imagine it was probably like New 52 maybe.
Maybe. That's something I'm going to have to look into further. But it was just interesting because of how many characters that were kind of becoming part of that. Especially with somebody like Bruce Wayne, who was very walled off emotionally.
Like no siblings.
Well, not just no siblings, but the fact that he's in the way he operates as Batman, he's very emotionless. He's obviously, he cares for Dick Grayson, cares for Tim Drake and Jason Todd and Barbara Gordon, but in regards to how he operates, he's very calculated, he's very cold, he's very emotionless. So it actually kind of surprised me to see that Bat Family grow outside of Robin, Batwoman, Batgirl.
It was just surprising when I found out that there was a second Robin. I always thought it was just Dick Grayson.
Yeah, it was yeah. You mean you're like Tim Drake then?
No.
Or are you talking referring to when Jason Todd was?
Yeah, when I found out Jason Todd, I used to think when I saw Robin, I was just like, oh, same character.
Nope.
It's just Dick Grayson.
Nope. Dick Grayson, I think at that time moved on to become Nightwing.
Yeah, but no, I'm just like the whole time
thing.
I knew about Batman. When I heard Robin, I was like, okay, it's the same person.
Same Robin, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently not. But I found out it's not. It went from Dick to Jason to Tim to Damian.
Oh yeah, it's Damian. Yeah, I forgot Damian Wayne.
Yeah. That was the one Robin I could do without.
That's another series I really want to get into. I read it. Well, I would say I read it. I watched a lot of reviews on it, by a channel called Comics Explained.
Oh, I love that channel.
I love it.
Look them up. It's Comics Explained on YouTube. It's really good.
It's really good stuff. They delve into stories and characters I hadn't even heard of when I joined when I kind of signed on, became part of the Rob Corps. Yeah, I guess is what he calls it, the Rob Corps. Was Super Sons, which is in DC Rebirth.
Yeah, because that was Superman's son.
Superman and Lois Wayne's kid, and Batman, Damian Wayne. And it's really interesting to see the dichotomy between those two characters. It really is. Because they're both like their fathers. They really are, but maybe to a little bit more extreme.
It seems like... Oh, sorry.
With the exception of Superman's kid. Probably because he's just... his powers are just emerging. He's just learning how to use them. And, especially when you grow up around, men like that, that are of that stature. You kind of want to get up to their level. You want to, even sometimes even be greater than that, so which causes them to be kind of like them and do much more dangerous things, where they take on much more dangerous characters. One of the story arcs I kind of remember the most, or vaguely, because it's been a while since I've looked up any videos on Super Sons, is at the time, you're not gonna like this just because of Teen Titans. Is Damian Wayne was Robin as leader of the Teen Titans.
Oh no, I remember when that because they even made an animated movie about
him becoming leader.
With Damian Drake as leader of the Teen Titans.
Damian Wayne.
Yeah, Damian Wayne, because they ended up fighting like a mind-controlled Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah.
Oh, it was the something contract. There was
like the Judas contract or something like that.
Yeah, like the Judas contract or something.
And it what ends up happening is Superman's son. I can't remember his first name for the life of me. I really can't. He tries to join the Teen Titans, and Damian just says no. Damian just flat out tells him no because he doesn't see him as experienced enough. He's not old enough too. He's probably the youngest of the Teen Titans. And
he really would be. Well, now that I think about it, yeah, Superman's son was.
He was really young.
Yeah.
He's younger than Damian. And then there's a lot of other things that go on. There's an older Tim Drake from the future that travels back in time to try to kill Superman's son because Superman's kid apparently becomes like this dictator figure in the future. So he goes back in time to modern day to try and kill Superman's kid. So there's all that's going on at the same time. It's a really interesting run, and I gotta see where it goes from there. But I guess that could be my number 3 is Super Sons.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm putting the ball back in your court, Jacob.
Ball back in my court. All right. Well,
what you got for us?
Number 1, I have the Dark Avengers.
Dark Reign,
Dark Reign.
From the Dark Reign.
Yes.
When, Norman Osborn was
the leader, Iron Patriot.
Yep, and director of S.H.I.E.L.D., I believe.
No,
at the time.
At the time.
At the time.
Yeah, and then you have Venom as the Spider-Man of the Dark Avengers. Then you have Daken as Wolverine.
Daken as Dark Wolverine, yeah.
You have Scar as the Hulk.
Oh yeah, Scar, yeah.
Scar, that's kid, a big. Yeah. Then you have Ares as Ares.
Yeah, Ares, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's just like I like it because the Justice League has what's their villains' names?
You mean the Avengers? I think you said Justice League.
No. I mean, like, there's the Hall of Justice. What's the villains?
The Avengers.
The DC. Okay, DC has the Justice League.
Yes.
What's the group of villains?
Oh, I know. It's Legion of Doom.
Yeah, Legion of Doom. Also conveniently the name of a wrestling tag team. But, I feel like every group of good guys needs a group of bad guys, and this was kind of like
that version for the Avengers.
Yeah, basically, it was just I don't know. It seems so it was so wrong. It seems so right.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely a good choice.
Okay,
really good choice.
Then I have for number 2, I have Uncanny X-Force.
Oh yeah.
But only issues 1 through 6 of the Uncanny X-Force.
Why 1 through 6?
Because the roster made up of Archangel, Deadpool, Ava.
Cable, I think, wasn't he? Was he part of that?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet. Cable actually wasn't. No.
It was either X-Force or X-Factor he was a part of. I can't remember.
I think it was X. It was X. The regular X-Force.
It's regular X-Force?
Yeah. But then you got Psylocke and Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember now.
This was after This is after X-Men basically came to the original X-Men, the team crumbled, basically.
Yeah.
Team crumbled, so a few of them got together and Logan got a few of them together, and he even recruited Deadpool, who at some points wants nothing to do with X-Men. Yeah. Because of, as shown in the movie, he doesn't really like them. They're too goody two-shoes and everything. Mm-hmm. They don't do things the way he does. He will kill. They won't.
And I think Uncanny X-Force, they kill.
They kill.
They kill their enemies.
I think that's how Logan kind of got him into.
Is that they're not there to take prisoners?
Yeah, they take no prisoners after the crumble of the X-Men.
Yeah.
And well, actually, no, there was the X Force, then the Uncanny X Force came in.
Mm-hmm.
So it went X-Men, X Force, Uncanny.
Yeah.
And then, it was just, again, this is another team where it's not a whole lot of good guys, or it has some good guys, but they're doing bad things. I mean, this is Archangel.
Yeah.
This was what was his name before that?
Angel.
Yeah, it was just Angel, but then because of
Apocalypse.
because of
he makes him one of the Horsemen.
Yeah, he makes him one of the Horsemen. Then he turns on Apocalypse, but now he has like these metallic wings and metallic
kind of armor,
kind of armored skin and everything.
Mm-hmm. And plus, I think from his wings, he can throw knives.
Yeah, like his what looks like feathers, like metallic feathers,
actually blades.
Knives, that he can throw. Yeah, but that's my second pick, and then
third and final,
the Avengers.
Original roster.
Yes, actually, the original roster.
So like comics or
comics?
Okay.
I'm going by this one. I'm going by the comics.
Like we talking like Stan Lee, Jack Kirby era? Or?
We're talking Captain America isn't even.
Oh wow! Okay, we're going that far back.
Yeah,
okay.
We're going Iron Man.
We're going old school.
Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, Wasp, Hulk.
Wow, we're going back far.
Yeah, because Hawkeye and Captain America didn't come into like 60s.
Yeah.
And then Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch, and Vision came in the 60s.
Yeah, a lot of characters came in later on, but
I
actually think I remember having one of those comics where
really?
Yeah, it was I can't remember what bundle it came in. I think I bought it at it was a school fundraising thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were selling that there, but they were.
Hey, get it where you can.
I seized the opportunity when I saw that. They were going up against Namor, I believe. It might have been the issue Cap came back. It might have been the issue that they found Captain America and revived them.
Yeah.
And they went up against Namor. And it was weird because for a split second during that comic, Namor picks up Mjolnir. For a split second.
He's worthy of Mjolnir.
He struggles to pick it up, but he is able to pick it up for a split second before it goes back to Thor. So it shows that Namor is worthy.
It's like, I don't know. It's just like the original roster. It just seems so much cooler.
Much more simpler, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Captain America is a good person, but I think having Hank Pym and the Wasp, that's I feel like that makes up a better team.
Yeah, it does. And also you have the Hulk and Iron Man, and this isn't this is old school Iron Man back when he had the real.
It was a big clunky metal suit.
Metal. I think it was their silver gold suit. It wasn't how slim it is.
It was gold.
Yeah. It was gold, and it looked very awkward to be in. It looked very metallic, and
it just
had
seemed
cables attached to it. It looked very. I don't want to say the word primitive compared to his future suits, but it kind of is.
I think at one point it's labeled primitive suit or something.
Yeah.
It's just it seems like it was a simpler. It was
a simpler time kind of when that comic is made.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I should say simpler time. I mean, it comes out in the 60s.
Yeah, but I mean
in regards to the comic itself,
the roster kind of seems more of a
more simpler.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of surprised you never brought up the Watchmen. Because I know that would be one of my teams.
I did kind of dabble bringing it up because of the fact that it's mentioned so much. It's brought up so many times, but so many people have brought that up in regards to some of their favorite teams.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to do something different, and I don't really see that many people mentioning Justice League Dark. And I
agree with that. You don't really see a lot of people mentioning it.
And it has some of the interesting and most complex characters, and some of the most complex stories written in Vertigo and DC. There's one story, I don't remember if they were teaming with Justice League or not, where they end up going to heaven, and they meet God. And God
They tackled that.
They tackled that.
They tackled that in a comic book.
They tackled that in a comic book.
Oh my goodness!
And you know what the funny thing is? This is like something out of like Kevin Smith or South Park. You know what God is?
Oh no! What? Okay, what is God?
You know what he looks like in there?
I want to know what God looks like.
He's a Shih Tzu.
He's a Shih Tzu.
He's a Shih Tzu.
God is a Shih Tzu.
Like you know the breed of dog.
Yeah.
A Shih Tzu.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
He's a Shih Tzu.
He's a Shih Tzu.
He's a talking, omnipotent Shih Tzu.
You're telling me a Shih Tzu
is God.
Well,
I don't know if that's the true form of God in the DC comics, but that's the form God takes.
That's like,
and you know what? John Constantine has the best response I have ever heard to this. It is literally
figured. Does he say figured?
No, he just literally says, "Fuck this, I'm out." He just leaves. Pretty much sticking the middle finger to God and just leaves. God. He's like, you know what? No, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not ready to deal with this. God's is a Shih Tzu.
God is a dog and he's sitting in front of me.
God is a dog and he's sitting in front of me, and of all the dogs he could be, he chooses to be a Shih Tzu.
He could be a Doberman, he could be a Terrier. He is a Shih Tzu.
He chooses to be a talking, omnipotent Shih Tzu.
I kind of thought for a second you were bullshitting me.
I am not bullshitting. Look this up. Look this up right now. I want.
Okay.
God, look up. I don't remember what issue it is, but I don't remember if it was Comic Historian or Comics Explained that tackled this. But there is an issue. I think it's in the New 52 where God is a Shih Tzu. A storyline involving, at bare minimum, John Constantine.
Okay.
At bare minimum.
God. Okay. Shih Tzu.
I am not bullshitting.
God in DC. Not the Metatron, even though he. Oh wow, he is a thing in DC.
A lot of things are a thing in DC.
I know. It's just
like they want. The one difference between Marvel and DC when it comes to tackling entities is that DC went more of the Judeo-Christian route. It went much more religious route than Marvel did. Marvel has more of a representation of those entities.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the God in Marvel, I guess you could say the equivalent of God in the Marvel universe is the one above all.
Yeah.
So, and he only has appeared a few times in comics. So, but there's stuff like that. There's, in regards to the expansion of the universe, there's eternity. There's, in regards to judgment, there's a living tribunal. There's, you know, and you start delving into the cosmic hierarchy, which is something I really want to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We haven't touched on any of those characters. Yeah. Are you still looking for the Shih Tzu?
I'm still looking for it.
I am not bullshitting you.
You are not bullshitting.
I am not bullshitting you. There is an issue.
You know, I'm going to be up all night looking for that, so I'm just not even going to try and look it up right now. Because apparently I'm not typing in something right to, like...
How do you spell Shih Tzu?
S-H-I-T Z-U. I think it's separated, Z-U.
I can't respect a dog that has literally the word shit in its name. I can't do it.
That just reminds me of a joke from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, this little guy here.
That right there.
Or like here, like I remember what it looked like. It didn't look like that, but it's.
Please tell me it was like at least a big Shih Tzu.
It was a normal size Shih Tzu.
It was a
dog like this one here, the one where my thumb is.
Aww.
That's the form that God takes.
I could not take that seriously. I could not take that is God, you are God. Oh, you're so cute and fluffy. How did Kevin Smith not use that in Dogma?
He should have used that.
He should have used that in Dogma. Just have Alan Rickman as the Metatron holding God as a Shih Tzu. Kevin Smith, think about that logic. Please. Like, that just seems...
Like, literally, you could literally take the line from a Suicide Squad. It's like, you know, where they get the message from Amanda Waller before they go on their mission from, you know, Rick Flags holding, like, the Kindle or something. Yeah. There's, like, behold the voice of God. Just hold up a Shih Tzu.
Behold the voice of God. It'd just be funny to see Amanda Waller's face pop up first. Sorry, that's screensaver.
Oh wait, sorry, that's a screensaver.
Sorry, screensaver.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that another screensaver? No, that's the voice of God.
It's like, no, that's God.
No, that's God right there.
And that's a Shih Tzu.
Oh my goodness. But okay, last but not least, your team ups. Your team up.
My team ups?
Who would you bring together?
Okay, so characters that I would bring together.
Characters that you would bring together to make your ultimate Avengers / Justice League / Legion of Doom.
I don't know if I throw around the word Ultimate Avengers because there's a lot of people who don't like the Ultimate Universe.
I wasn't referencing the Ultimate Universe.
I know, but some people take it that way.
Okay.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. Okay.
Here's what I do.
All right.
I'm gonna mix tier levels here in a minute.
Okay? It really doesn't matter the tier levels. Like.
Okay.
Whatever you think. Shoot.
Well, I'm gonna do the Defenders, right? But I'm gonna take the TV version, the comic version, and combine them into one team. So you have Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, team up with Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Hulk, and I think Namor, the Submariner.
That's awesome. I like that.
And just like you don't even have to change the name because they're both the Defenders.
Yeah, it's all the Defenders, except I think also like right now in the comic books, it's
I think it's the
all
Netflix
female.
route. It's the all female Defenders.
Yeah, that's what it shows up on the Marvel.com. It shows up all female. Which doesn't look bad itself.
Like who's the roster on that?
Here, let me look that up.
I want to see the roster on that. That could be really good. I'm pretty sure they probably have Carol Danvers in there somewhere.
I'm pretty.
I'm pretty damn positive that Carol Danvers is part of that team.
Here, let's see. Oh yeah, Defender. Oh, She-Hulk, Black Cat.
Yeah, just kind of zoom in on it. So, okay, so She-Hulk, Black
Squirrel
Cat,
Girl.
Squirrel Girl. That looks like Valkyrie, or maybe Thor.
It might actually be.
I think that's Carol Danvers right behind there.
Right here?
Right there. Look right. Oh wait, no, wait, that's She-Hulk. Never mind, that's She-Hulk. You have Misty Knight. I thought that was Carol Danvers' suit.
She's all green. It is.
No, I was looking at the suit. I was looking at the suit. I thought
like,
that was it. has the same color scheme of Carol Danvers.
I was like, how are you not missing the green?
I was looking
female?
here.
You're looking here, not up here.
Yeah, I was avoiding the green.
You're like, no. Oh, that's right.
Yep, it's She-Hulk.
It's She-Hulk.
You got Misty Knight too at the very end. Yeah, she's got the robotic arm.
Yeah.
That's not a bad choice at all.
No, yeah.
I like that roster.
Would you combine them two along with?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean that roster in itself is a pretty big roster. You got that's probably 8 characters alone.
I'd definitely throw in the Black Cat. And
I'd She-Hulk at least, yeah.
Just someone who can also match Luke Cage
and Hulk strength too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely throw in a few members of there. Definitely in there too. Okay. Oh wait, what am I? That's Marvel.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter now.
Okay, we're at the point in the finale where it's just like, why not? Just throw caution to the wind.
Okay, so we just have this, and who would win fights then?
No, just this, and then
we're tying it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll just do a mix of that. I'll just do one Marvel, one DC, and another one. Okay, so that's Marvel. I would definitely take, so in summary, Defenders, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Hulk, Namor, Black Cat, and She-Hulk.
Okay.
You don't even have to change the name. Just be the
Defenders.
Defenders.
Let it be the
Just
Defenders.
let it be the Defenders, yeah. Okay, so let's go on to DC. I don't know if this has a name, but it definitely would be a mix of heroes and villains. Okay, so.
Yep.
We got Superman.
All right.
Black Adam.
Okay.
That's
Yep.
that's Black Adam. Orion from the New Gods.
Okay.
Let's see here. Wonder Woman. And just because I love this character so much, John Constantine.
You're just like, you just made like a supernatural entity with like all those characters combined. From what I noticed, like you just made like a supernatural entity, like a group of supernatural human beings.
Well, maybe not Superman, he's an alien, but
Yes, but
still falls in the same category.
Still falls in the same category. Like,
I definitely see that. So yeah, there's that. My third one, I think I'm gonna go back to Marvel.
Marvel. All right.
I might need a minute to think about this here.
All right. This podcast is brought to you by nothing because we are not.
Because we are not getting monetized.
We're not getting monetized and or sponsored. So
by anybody.
Nobody. Yeah. So please go view this video.
And I can tell you one thing.
What's up?
The world could end tomorrow, and this YouTube series or this podcast series will never be monetized.
Yep, basically, actually, you know.
I seriously doubt I will ever see the day that this podcast series is ever monetized.
Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself.
Okay, so I got a couple choices.
All right.
These choices might actually impress you.
Okay, You have my full attention.
Okay. We got Venom. Legion, David Haller. Those two alone. Son of Charles Xavier.
That kid's just full of superpowers.
That kid is OP as shit. Man.
Oh yeah.
He is overpowered.
Yeah, like, oh my god. All right, so
the amount of powers that kid has stored in his body is actually kind of
in his head.
In his head. The amount of personalities in his head is
that's insane.
Rivals Kevin Wendell Crumb from Split. I think it even completely eclipses that because he has thousands of personalities.
Like he has way more than him. Okay, so
another mutant team, the New Mutants themselves, the entire team of the New Mutants. Cable. I don't know why I'm sticking to mutants right now, but and yes, because I haven't talked about this character and I love this character so much, despite the fact that he hasn't appeared in that much. The Sentry.
Ooh, that's actually.
And just to round it out for the whole diversity thing.
Yeah.
Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel.
Okay. I'm really impressed by that team. Actually.
That team alone is a threat.
That team alone. Oh, dude, that's like a super threat right there. Superhero, super threat.
Super threat. Yeah.
What's your team?
You coined a new team. Super threat.
The super threats. Da 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 da. Here we come to ruin the day. Oh god, we might get in trouble for that one.
I don't know if that's...
I don't think we can actually. That's a cover. That's a cover.
I don't think we're gonna get sued.
No, I don't think. If you sue us for that, I mean, come on, you have nothing better to do.
Well, they're probably gonna come after me because this is going on my channel. So they're coming for me first.
They're coming for me like, yeah, we're gonna take whatever you earn in the future.
Okay, dude, I'm a college student. What makes you think I have money?
I'm a tech school student. What do you think I have?
I'm a freshman in college. What makes you think I have money?
What do you think we're doing with this podcast?
What do you?
What do you think we're doing here?
It's like literally, I can literally see them trying to rob, like literally just run up on us on the street.
Rob a poor podcast.
No, just like literally like walking up to somebody like on college campus. Like literally one of them, like the representative walking up to me while I'm on college campus.
Yeah. And
just like put a gun in like my head. It's like it's like you stole our theme song. So instead of suing you, we're just gonna rob you. So how about you drop them books and give us all the cash? Now, bitch.
Here's $2.
I don't know. I don't even think I have that in my wallet. Actually,
you got $2. You got more than $2.
I know. I just didn't want to say that.
Oh, I know. At least we didn't say how much is enclosed.
I don't even know how much is in there. I actually haven't counted in a while. But I can tell you it's not a whole lot.
$2. There you go.
I had to pay over $1,000 just for 2 classes. So.
Oh, wow.
But then again, I'm paying out-of-state tuition for the first year. So.
All right. But back on track.
Okay, so back on track. We sidetracked there for a second. Was that my third team?
Yeah, that was your third team.
Okay. Well, I think the ball's in your court now.
Okay, I'm not doing 3 teams. This is
Your ultimate team.
my ultimate team made up of heroes and villains.
All right. From which brand, or are you mixing brands?
I'm gonna mix a little bit into DC. I'm only pulling a couple people from DC.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right.
What you got?
I feel good about this one. Okay, so we're gonna start with Marvel.
Okay.
Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Dakin.
Got it.
X-23.
Mm-hmm. All part of, I guess, Logan's family.
Oh, you're gonna like where this is headed.
Okay.
All right. Carnage. Venom.
Venom.
And Miles Morales is Spider-Man.
I'm seeing a family theme showing up here.
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're gonna jump into DC.
Okay.
Joker. Harley.
Harley Quinn.
Yep. And Batman.
Mm.
Not the Bat. I'm not pulling the Bat family.
Just Batman himself.
Just Batman himself.
Like Bruce Wayne Batman.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne Batman. Okay, now jumping back over to Marvel. I would throw. Who else? I'd throw Deadpool. Actually, no. I'd throw the Deadpool corpse.
The Deadpool core, yeah.
Yeah, the Deadpool core. I'd throw the entire Deadpool core on there. Yeah. So, what is my team made up of?
You got.
I got the family of Logan.
You got Batman. You got the Spider family, kind of.
I got yeah.
Well, delving a little bit into the Spider-Man family, Spider-Man mythos.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You got Joker. You got Harley Quinn.
And I have the Deadpool.
And you have the Deadpool core, which is probably an infinite number
of
Deadpools. I'm surprised you didn't say the Council of Reeds. The Council of Reeds, like that's like
that's
like
fantastic.
That's coming out like Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four, where it's like there's like a whole council. It's kind of like the Council of Ricks and Rick and Morty. Like there's
it's like a
whole multiverse of Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Only they'll take out Rick Sanchez and put Reed Richards.
Oh, okay.
That in itself, that's not a threat. That's extermination. That's what that is.
I feel like my team's actually pretty good because
your team is actually pretty good.
I like my team. You know, I got you got basically two out of the 5 parts of it. 2 out of the 5 parts of it have a healing factor.
Yeah.
Basically unkillable. One of the 2 parts is a whole army of Deadpool.
I was gonna say you could literally just send them in. Everybody else doesn't have to do anything. Just send in send in the Deadpool core.
They're like the henchmen basically under
They're like
Deadpool.
the foot soldiers, yeah.
Yeah, or the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or the hand soldiers.
You could just send them in, like, and you know, that's the
Zombie Deadpool. I choose you.
You know, it'd be scary because, like, especially going up against something like that, because you shoot one of them, they come back twice as strong.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like Hydra.
It is like Hydra. Except this time you can't cut off the head of them.
And like 2 more don't grow back. It's
actually
when they get more pissed.
Yeah.
They just get more and more pissed off, especially Zombie Deadpool.
Yeah.
I could just imagine using him like a Pokeball. Zombie Deadpool.
Well, I choose you. Kind of reminds me of you ever read Marvel Zombies?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because Deadpool.
T'Challa throws Wasp's head. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
It was like the first Marvel zombie story, the people the mutants from Asteroid M.
Yeah.
Come down to Earth after the whole zombie apocalypse, and he's carrying around Wasp's head with him, and he's talking to it. T'Challa's talking to it, and then I think one of them tries to attack him, and he just grabs Wasp's head and just chucks it at him, and it just takes like a mouthful of the dude's throat out.
I wonder what how do I say this? I wonder why Deadpool that hasn't become a thing in a Deadpool comic.
I probably will.
And Zombie Deadpool, I choose you. Yeah, this is kind of like Pokemon. I choose you.
You'd have to grab it from behind, though. You can't grab it from in front of the face.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it. What?
Oh my god. Zombie head Deadpool, I choose you. I gotta Sound like Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
A little bit, yeah.
Which way, Double D? Oh my god. No, but yeah, that's my team though.
That's my team.
Yeah, Batman as the head of it all.
Batman is the leader, not a bad choice.
Yeah, Batman is the leader. Joker is kind of like the tactical supervisor.
Believe it or not, yeah, he actually is a good tactician. He really is.
You know, even though he says,
okay, just like real quick though, I just gotta stop here. If you're gonna impersonate the Joker,
no, I'm not gonna.
Okay. I was about to say, if you're gonna do that, you either gotta do it in Mark Hamill's voice and Mark Hamill's Joker.
Oh, that's hard.
Or you gotta do it in I think Troy
Heath
Baker's.
Ledger's.
I was gonna say Troy Baker because he did the voice of the Joker for the Arkham series.
Or John
DiMaggio or something like that.
Yeah, John DiMaggio, because he did Under the Red Hood's Joker.
Yeah, he did.
That's one of my favorite. Besides Mark Hamill, that's one of my favorite Jokers.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's like it's just such like he you can tell John DiMaggio is having fun when he's doing that voice.
So same with Mark Hamill. You have to tell Mark Hamill was enjoying it.
Yeah, you like if you look at Mark Hamill, you're like you can't be the Joker.
He is.
But
the
then
Joker.
it's like
But then when he snaps into the voice,
it's like hello.
He's the Joker.
Yeah,
like, he's the symbol of all my nightmares when I was a child.
Yeah, you evil bastard.
You son of a bitch. Joker, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. All right.
Well, I think that
that kind of wraps up.
I think that kind of wraps up
episode 1.
Our first episode of Untitled podcast.
Please like and subscribe. You know, comment if you have.
This kind of went off the rails in some aspects. I think more than we expected to.
Hey, I mean, I think we did pretty good.
I think we did pretty good. I'm just saying, like, you know, we went off on a little bit of tangents.
Yeah, you know, but
and you know, I guess if you like that, we'll do that more. Please leave down in the comments below. Oh wait, do we have any suggestions or any 2 things what we're gonna do for episode 2?
Yeah.
2 choices.
Episode 2, we have 2 choices. We're gonna do episode 2 no matter what happens.
But I'm just saying, like, we're gonna hold. I guess
we're kind of gonna hold
a poll.
Think
of it as like a poll or vote. So, do you want to say the 2 choices?
Yeah, actually, we can do a top 12 list. We're not sure of what yet, but a top 12 list.
Or
we can review.
Well, I was actually thinking about that. The one thing I was telling you about before we started.
What if?
Kind of like what if scenario of what if certain characters, could be horror or anything in general, were real.
Yeah. And if you have like a suggestion for a character,
again, much like the poll or votes, leave down in the comments below. Tell us what you liked, what you don't, and
please be nice. We're comment virgins. Thank you. We're comment virgins. We're kind of new to this.
We're kind of okay. Well, here's the thing: if you have actual constructive criticism,
leave it down below.
Put it down below. And do you have anything to say?
No,
You have anything to say to close this out, or
to close this out? Just remember that we're a little bit better than Shark. If you're telling your friends what this podcast is the equivalent of, we're a little bit better than Sharknado, but we're just as cancerous. Which means there's probably going to be 5 sequels and a spin-off. At bare minimum. Bare minimum. Except no wrestler cameos in any of our movies.
No John Cena showing up in this. Bitch.
No Kurt Angle just like, oh, look at that up in the sky.
Oh, God.
But yeah,
I actually kind of like the first one of those movies.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
It was not good. It was an enjoyable bad movie.
Yeah,
it was a very enjoyable bad movie.
It's so good it's bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Or so bad it's good.
Yeah.
So, I guess what are you gonna do after this?
I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably eat too.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna watch because the package just came in. No, I watched that last night. I'm gonna go home and watch Call Me by Your Name.
Oh, that was the one that you were talking about.
Yeah, that was the one that came in the mail today, so I'm gonna go watch that. I'll much like with The Shape of Water, when we started this, I'll probably touch upon the Call Me by Your Name next time.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it for now.
Yeah.
I guess that about rounds up the second episode. And in the words of Doctor Who, run fast. Yeah, run fast. Laugh hard. Run fast, and be kind.